And now a Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It's another Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis. I am Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And it is episode 11.
Woo.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, double digits once again. So this weekend, we had some friends in town.
We did.
As
always.
Yep. Per usual.
Per usual.
And actually, it's interesting because, as you know, we came down here for our honeymoon and anniversaries every year. Same hotel. We do the all-inclusive. It's the Hilton now.
Used to be called the Royale.
Yeah.
We like it better, Royale.
Yeah. But these people we met in 2019 at our resort.
Yes.
And they were also on their honeymoon. They were on their anniversary.
Anniversary, yeah.
And I think that they were next to us.
Yeah, they ended up, they had the room.
The balconies.
Yeah, they were connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I think I saw a pyramid of beer cans out on their patio. And I'm like, I gotta be fucking friends with this guy.
You can make a friend on vacation. This is going to be your buddy.
Yeah. So we met them down at the pool. They're both from Connecticut. And we just started seeing them every year while we were vacationing. And then now that we live down here, they still come back for their anniversary or just a vacation. And so they always hit us up now. And I think we've kind of convinced them to get off of the all-inclusive bandwagon.
Oh, yeah. I think you sold them last time, especially the places we showed them. They were like, oh, I had no idea this was down here, and they've been coming for years. Same thing.
Yeah, so they did the kind of split stay like I've recommended. And so they stayed a couple days in Airbnb, a couple days in the all-inclusive. So it was a good time. Took him he's a beer guy as well. Took him to a couple breweries and stuff. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I love his wife. We get along. We're talking about walking and shopping on Fifth and all that stuff. So they're great people. They're really, we got lucky. You never know who you'll meet on vacation, and we were right next to them the whole trip. So it was really cool to have them right next door and share the balcony and stuff.
Yep. And then we went to the beach. Did we go 2 days? Just one day?
Couple days.
I think we just went Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh man, the water's been amazing. There's a seaweed season here, I guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly what dates it's through, but it's funny because when obviously if you're coming down here on vacation and it happens to be a day where a big plume of seaweed's coming in, kind of gross on the beach. Everybody else complains about it when they're vacation, and now it is into low season, I believe. It doesn't seem like it's very busy here in town, right?
Yeah, it's not busy at all. And everyone local's living it up. We're just soaking it up.
Yeah, the beach has been beautiful. So
it's like all locals, you could tell. Yeah. It's everyone that lives there. They have their set kind of, umbrella, cooler, all the things, and just go set up shop.
Yeah, so it was good. We went out there with some friends from our building.
Yeah, we have a lot of neighborly friends.
Puppy moms and puppy dads.
A lot of puppy moms and puppy dads, and we usually get all the pups together, or try to, and head down to the beach because they all love it.
And one of our friends has a dog, and she was just telling us the story of how he had peed on some guy's backpack that was laying somewhere.
Yeah, and he's a really well-trained,
totally,
very good dog. He listens off the leash
type
of dog.
It was funny because we were sitting there on the beach all talking. She was telling the story. And then we hear this hey, what the fuck? There's this guy yelling, and we turn around and her dog was peeing on this guy's chair.
Right on it. He was the only guy around, and the dog must have really not liked him. He kind of did a test. We watched him. The dog went over, did a little test, and we're like, ay. And it was, almost forgot. I don't know if he thought his umbrella was a tree or what, but then went back for more. Finished the deal. Yeah. She was so embarrassed. She's like, idiota, blah, blah, blah. Come over here.
Yeah.
and the pup felt bad. You could tell.
But Tiger was just sleeping. If you saw the video, he was just taking a nap in the tube with me.
He loved your float. Thank God you brought it.
That's my biggest thing with going to the beach is I like to be in the water, but I hate just standing there and having to hold my beer or hold my beer.
Yeah.
But I hate just having to stand there and you can't put anything down, or let's say you want to play catch with a football or frisbee or something. I need some kind of invention, and they probably have it, that will hold my stuff while I'm out in the water.
Yeah. And
it's a little bit different than because I have one of those blow up coolers, the inflatable coolers.
Right. Perfect for the pool.
Yeah, great for the pool. The problem with the ocean is it is not flat.
Yeah, it's
usually.
not calm,
Which this weekend it was. It was completely flat. That's why I busted out the tube.
It was great.
But if there's like some waves or whatever, it's going to knock over
everything,
or water's going to get into your beer. So I need something. I'm thinking maybe if there's some kind of like pole that you can stick into the ground, and then it has kind of like a little kind of bar tabletop type of thing that we could set things on. I don't know.
I'm thinking like for you, like those running bands, like with your phone, but you have your koozie and it's Velcro, and you can with your beer and you just stick it right to it. Stick it to your arm.
Or just one of those things like they have. I think I got you when we went to San Francisco. It's like a wine glass holder that goes. It's like a lanyard.
Yeah. But then it get in the water. You need something higher up, like your head or.
No, I would just shorten it up and it'd just be like on my chest or something. So those. So if anybody has any ideas or have seen any cool like beach gadgets that you can like set your beers down or whatever and still do things in the water, I'd love that. So that's why the inner tube was great this weekend because I had 2 cup holders. I had Tiger. He just passed out in my lap.
Tiger was so happy. He's just living the life.
Yeah. So so it was a good beach day. But on Friday, as we've been telling you for like the last 2 weeks after it had been postponed, we went to the Travesía Sagrada, which is the Sacred de Maya, which is the sacred Mayan journey.
Yeah, sacred Mayan journey.
And this is like, so this eco park that we go to is like really involved in kind of like history and the culture of the Mayans and everything. There's actually ruins like on the park property, I guess. And it's an old Mayan village where this natural park is now. So they do this sacred Mayan journey, which I guess they just started it like I think this was the 15th annual.
Okay.
But it's a Mayan tradition dating back to like 500 plus years ago, and they would take like the canoes that they carve out of a tree. It just looks like it's like a long boat.
They were some long skinny canoes.
Yeah, so they would take their canoes, and I don't know how, like I haven't read a ton into it, like if it's like certain warriors that do it or if it's just anybody from the Mayan people, but they would canoe from the mainland, from like south of Playa del Carmen over to the island of Cozumel.
Oof, that's a hike.
Yeah,
that's a hike in a ferry.
Yeah, it is. Let me see. I wrote it down. It is 66 kilometers, which is 44 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know how long that takes, but there's like 10 dudes in the canoe. Not to say it's easy by any means.
No. But if you like, I just think the ferry that we pay to ride over is like takes about 45 minutes ish, depending on the wind. So how long does that take them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this tradition, I guess, had kind of gone away, and so they brought it back to like basically like reenact it. And so they're cool. It was really cool, and I didn't even really know it was a thing here. But so this year they had 300 oarsmen, 35 canoes, and they all go over to Cozumel. When they left early in the morning, as we talked about, we had to be there really fucking early.
Really early. Earlier than I like to get up, but you got me up.
Yeah, so we got up at 3 a.m.
Yep.
And we were there by 4 a.m.
I don't know how.
None of the buses or anything were running at that time, so we had to take a taxi, and we didn't know if anyone was going to be there.
Yeah, I thought miscommunication, or I'm like, really? Like, I could see local people getting up that early, but not like tourists coming on, this is part of your ticket, like get up at 3, be here by 4, and we're starting by 5. Like it just seemed unbelievable for the culture.
Yeah, and they said there was only like 250, 300 tickets, so I was like, okay, well they're limiting it, so there must be a lot of people that want to go.
Yeah.
So we got there. It was very cool. We go into the park. Of course it's dark out. So everything's lit by these tiki torches, and then we get to this area where they have all these oars, like paddles, that have been designed by artists. Just really cool. Like one looked like a stingray.
Yeah, one was a whale.
Yeah, and then just different like Mayan guys on it and stuff.
Yeah, it was either like painted on or carved or, all different kinds of techniques.
And then we go down this path, and we come up to this like basically like a Mayan village.
Yeah.
And a market. They got fruits and vegetables and food and stuff. And it's kind of crazy at the time.
And it's still dark.
Yeah, it's still dark. And we walk into this area, and some little kid or somebody gave us some nuts, right?
Yeah, I didn't
like
even
almonds
they
or
looked
something.
like the size and shape of like almonds, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not sure what they were.
Yeah, and so we're like, okay, like I was about to eat them. I thought that's what we were getting.
Yeah, granola.
So we kind of come to find out while wandering around that the nuts are for us to use to trade. So we could like trade for things. So you went up to the one lady and got tamales.
Yeah, I was like, "What's cooking for breakfast over here?" It smelled great. I didn't know what to do, so I just gave her all my nuts.
Yeah,
and,
it was like,
and she was like, "Oh, generous," and like gave me 2 tamales, like and obviously
yeah, I
in
was like,
Spanish.
how many nuts does this tamale run? You're like, who knows? So we're just like handing them over.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm too tired. I don't know what's going on.
So she gave us 2 tamales. They were good, but they were real hot,
really hot,
spicy, and temperature.
My hand is still burnt. I'm kidding. And they were delicious.
So then they also had this other part of the market where they had fruits and vegetables and different things,
Yeah, different stuff.
and you wanted a pineapple.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, if I knew like the beautiful fruit, giant cucumbers and tomatoes, I was like, oh, we have to get a pineapple, babe. Go get a pineapple. Like I didn't know that was an option. I should have checked all that.
All my nuts.
Took I think you were even short on some nuts.
Maybe. Well, I did drop a couple in the basket with the papayas and stuff.
There you go.
But yeah, so people were walking around with papayas and cucumbers, and
we saw people eating their fruits and vegetables throughout the day also, 'cause we were there, afterwards.
Yeah. So yeah, still dark. And then we go up after we do this, so we're carrying around this fucking pineapple
all day.
And we go over this like little kind of like hill type thing that goes to overlook the lagoon and the little kind of beach that they have there that we usually go swim at. And there's just hundreds of people.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not more than 200, 250, 300, but I mean, there was at least 150 people already there.
Yeah, we're like, where did these people come from? That's amazing.
So we go, and there's some bleachers. Of course, we didn't get any seats on those, so we had to sit in the sand.
Yeah, it's okay.
But we had pretty good seats, I thought.
We did. We kind of were at an angle, like to the side, so we could really see all the teams coming in and the dancers, and it was really cool. I wish we could see a little bit higher, but we had some good seats.
Yeah, and yeah, it was really cool. Actually, we didn't get the memo. Everybody's wearing white.
Yeah, sacred ceremony. We should have put 2 and 2 together, but I think we showed up in like all black.
Yeah,
so people are looking at us in our workout gear.
I was wearing what I would not sweat through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so next year we're wearing white.
Yep.
But it was very cool. Like it was almost like it was like a marathon.
Yeah.
You know how people go and support their friends and family doing marathons? That seemed how it was. Everybody was like, when we first got there, we're like, why is everybody hugging and whatever? And then all these dudes just come running out of the jungle in their underwear, basically, and they're all dressed in kind of the Maya garb, I guess. It's just like they're whitey tighties and this little thing hanging down.
Yeah, kind of like a little robe, or not a robe, but like a singlet or something.
Yeah. But yeah, it was super cool. All the people's families were there and friends were there supporting them. They had signs like I was saying, like a marathon.
Yeah. Cheering, hugging, kissing.
And so I find out you can volunteer to do this.
Uh-oh.
And I want to do it next year.
It's the Super Bowl all over again.
Yeah, but I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, true.
The only thing is I saw when you sign up, you got to start practicing 6 months in advance.
You're going to have some big guns.
Dude, right? Well, I don't know when these people are practicing because they were not built like with any kind of big guns.
I was very impressed. It was like, guys, girls, women, every age, every
old,
size.
young.
Yeah, everything. We were like, wait a minute, who's canoeing? And then there was like one super tall white dude that looked like Harry, whatever, super tall ginger guy. The only one. He's just standing there in his little loincloth.
Yeah. Well, and I guess everybody's thinking or hugging and taking pictures and whatnot. And then the show starts. Yeah. And they have like these performers that are doing different like ritual dances. And one of the things looked like, like the maypole where it's like a stick and they're the little kids and they run around with the little maypole things.
It is May. They had a maypole.
Maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe it's a Mayan thing because they
Mayan maple.
Yeah, Mayan maple.
That's so funny.
Sounds like a porn star.
Yeah, Mayan maple. But it was an awesome production. They had everything set up. The lights, the lighting changed, set the mood. They had a beautiful stage where that's the stage they set up is where we usually chill and eat our little snacks and drinks and go swimming. So we didn't even recognize it. They put up this whole like display and it was amazing. Fire and everything.
And it was just cool to see the sunrise with all these people. And a lot of the people here in Mexico are part Maya.
Yep.
So they have like some ancestry. Some people still speak the language in some of the villages and stuff around the area.
You say Maya or Mayan?
It's technically Maya.
Okay.
You're only supposed to say Mayan when you're talking about like something in a specific way. I don't know if it's like how you would say like American or something like that, but
okay.
it's like the Maya people.
Yeah.
And I think it's like if something is made by them, then it's Mayan made.
Okay. That makes sense.
But it'd be like Maya food, Maya this, Maya that, but it's Mayan if you're talking about something that they did, I believe.
Gotcha. It's kind of like Greek and Grecian, like you're Grecian, but you're Greek. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just relating to that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then so what they do, and we watch the sunrise with everyone, and then they take off, and everybody's cheering and just having a great time. And then they go, and I guess they have a similar ceremony on the other side in Cozumel when they land, and they go there. I don't know where they go exactly. There's a couple ruins over there, and one of them's like a fertility ceremonial structure or something. But they go over there to visit the oracle goddess of, and I'm probably not saying this right, but it's Ixchel. It's Ixchel. And they go there, and I don't know if they do offerings or whatever, but that was the tradition, 500 plus years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We should have met him over there and watched.
Oh, I know,
that
right?
would have been
Or
cool.
we should have went back the next day and watched them come back.
Yeah. Yep. We saw some really cool video online of them coming back, and they had drones. Like the production was just as good as their nighttime, extravaganza show. It was amazing. They had drones flying everywhere, photographers. And it was great because they didn't get in the way. No one was in the way of like the experience, but you kind of saw them from time to time. They did a great job of like making it seem this is really happening. This is the culture where, you're in it. So I really felt it.
I saw and they posted some drone photos and stuff online. And I was, one of the comments, this guy was like, this is just a show. If you want to see real tradition, then go to Colombia or something like that. It's like,
calm down.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. There wasn't a bunch of little Mayan people jumping out of the jungle and coming and doing this. Clearly, it was a recreation of the ceremony from 500 plus years ago.
And I've never seen a recreation of something. You think in the States like the Civil War reenactment and stuff like that. These guys are actually canoeing 44 miles, reenacting what their ancestors did years ago. Not in a better boat. Not in a better situation, just
they're still doing it, and they're paying homage to it. So of course it's not the Maya people just coming out and doing this ceremony. It's people paying homage to their culture and their heritage and their history of their people. So,
and then we all get educated and learn. And,
totally.
This is where A, B, and C came from. So
and then on Saturday we went to our friend's birthday party.
Yeah, we had another birthday party. May's been busy. April and May. Busy with birthdays.
And it's been a while since I've been to a party like this.
Yeah.
And which, I mean, sounds ridiculous. It's not like it was a crazy, different party. It was just, I'm not used to just sitting and talking to people. Honestly.
Yeah, usually here we like go and do something or meet somewhere, or, you very rarely go over
There's
to
an
someone's
atmosphere.
house. Yeah, most of us live in smaller places, studio apartments, 1-bedroom apartments. So you usually don't have like a bunch of people over, like, come on over my tiny kitchen.
Yeah. So it was kind of weird. I mean, not weird, but it was just different for us to just sit around and just talk to people.
Yeah.
It was just like in an apartment. There was food and drinks and a little bit of music, and we're talking to people that we didn't really, I mean, some of them we knew, of course,
yeah, some we
but
knew.
meeting new people. And I get a little bit of social anxiety sometimes because I don't know how to get out of certain situations. Not that anybody that I was talking to, I didn't want to talk to.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay,
where do we
how
go
do you,
from here?
Yeah. How do you break this so you can, maybe go mingle with someone else or go.
We are best friends all night now. I'm never leaving your side.
Because usually if you're at a bar or something or some kind of large party where it's outdoors somewhere, you can be like, hang on, I'm going to run to the restroom, or hang on, I'm going to go grab a drink. But we're all in the living room, so I go grab a drink. I got to go back to the same conversation I was just having. So I was like, how do I exit this without being a jerk? I want to go and like kind of mingle with other people. So.
It was nice. It was refreshing. We haven't done something like that in a while.
Oh, yeah, totally. I had a great time.
It was great to catch up with our friends, that we know here locally. We haven't seen them in a while. Everybody's been busy doing this and that. And then we got to meet some new friends that kind of see in our area. Also, we always end up meeting people that we see on like a daily basis. Like they look familiar, this or that. And then we end up meeting them and making friends. So it was fun. it is also exhausting talking all day and night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from? This and that. And then I have a problem. Maybe you do too. You're better with this. Remembering. I'm terrible at remembering names. And then sometimes I get confused because everyone here is from somewhere else.
Right.
Where are you from? What are you doing? Job, this and that. I have a trouble memorizing.
Yeah. I'm good at with faces, not so much names, because, a lot of people have the same name. Very few people have the same face.
Yeah, true.
So one of the people that was there that we'd met one other time, I saw her walking down the street and I was like, oh, I saw that girl from that other party.
Yeah.
So I'll remember a face or maybe a story like you were saying, like they were talking about. But yeah, I'm not great with names. I gotta get better at that.
Yeah. But I try and look at you and go okay, like that girl, we met a really nice girl in the ocean, Bianca.
Uh-huh.
She was looking at Tiger and I looked at you. I'm like, Bianca. We have to remember her name.
Yeah. She was also a black girl with blonde dreads, so she's gonna be easy to remember.
True. And she'd been here 5 years. She had a lot of good stories.
Yeah, we made a
tips.
new neighbor friend just in the ocean swimming.
She literally lives a block over from us and we probably see each other all the time. So
yeah.
And she loved tigers. So,
but back to this party. So one of the birthday girl's boyfriend is actually from Texas and has a sailboat here now, and so he sailed it down at some point, and then this other couple sailed down with him, and so the girl or the wife, I don't know, was there. And so she's an experienced sailor. She was telling us about, I think was she like a history
She's an art history major and went to Greece for their honeymoon and schooled me on Greece. I had already told her, I'm a bad Greek. I know my things, but I don't know everything. She knew everything about everywhere in Greece.
Yeah.
So it was cool to talk to her about, things that
super knowledgeable,
I should know.
very smart. And I guess she's experienced sailor too. And,
yeah. Very smart.
So our friend's boyfriend that has the boat is teaching her how to sail. Yep. So he got her it's a board and it has one of those, what are those called? Cleats, right?
Yeah, like the boat.
Like the dock cleat.
I call it a boat hook thingy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think it's a cleat, but I'm no seaman. So I guess you could use use it to practice knots, right?
Right. And they were, the girls were getting on it.
They were practicing the knots. This one girl that was kind of the historian or whatever was very knowledgeable on these different knots, and not unlike most of Mexico, it's hot. You wear low cut shirts.
Oh yeah,
it's a little hot.
Everybody wears very limited clothing here.
Yeah, you got to have the twins out. Keep it cool.
They're hot.
Yeah. So she's doing this knot, and she's going back and forth, and her arms are going up and down and left and right, back and forth, and her boobs are going up and down and left and right, back and forth, and they're jiggling, and then it starts to go from the boobie to the little lighter pink, and a little bit more, and she's doing the knots, and I'm looking around the table, and we're all like,
I know, and it's like you, me, and one of our other friends on the side that can see the perfect angle, and we're all looking at each other like, Yep. Who's going to say something? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, yeah. And so it's about a half moon. I mean, half the nip is all the way out, and it's just bloop, bloop, going everywhere because she's, doing the knot. And so I don't ever know what to do in this situation, because we had another friend like this that happened when we were in the ocean, and her nip started hanging out. And I, as a guy,
I forgot about that.
I don't feel comfortable saying something because I don't want to embarrass them. I feel like it's a girl situation. We're like, hey, sweetheart,
just look away. And then it's like, your husband saw my nipple now or something. I don't know. They might not care.
So my thing that I do, which I guess I started in the ocean, I just turn around and kind of don't pay it. I just kind of take myself out of the situation.
Look away.
So the same thing happened here. I was like, okay, this is getting real awkward and uncomfortable, and I don't know what to do really. So I'm just going to turn around. And then I think somebody eventually said something.
Yeah. My girlfriend next to me, she's looking, and the girl that's tying all the knots, the historian, she kind of stops, and my friend's like, girl, pointing at her shirt, her, she's pulling on her tank top strap, pulling up the middle of her shirt, looking at girl. She just keeps yelling at her. She literally has to go over there and shake her and go, your nipple is out. She goes,
put away the headlights.
She was just like, oh, pulled it up, went about her business, making nuts.
It was no big deal, but it was just kind of funny because everybody noticed it except for the nipple owner.
I thought the whole boob was coming out, honestly.
Oh,
I was like, she's going to, the party, it was only 10:30, at that time, the party's still going. So you're going to have a boob out for a while.
Well, I got to say that knot worked great, though. You're good at them.
Really good.
Yeah. Oh man, that was but yeah, it was a good weekend. We got my cousin and his family in town this weekend, this week. So
it's gonna be a rager, like they say, rager.
Yeah. My family is kind of the party people.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a rager, but I'll do my best. I'll put my rage hat on.
Yeah, you keep the rage in check.
Yeah, I will. Keep you guys alive.
All right, let's get to some listener questions. Lex, you want to grab the first one?
All right, here is our first question. It's from Aaron James. I was just in Playa del Carmen, and I wanted to know if the guy selling bracelets on the beach, if he sells weed too. Ooh, excellent question, Aaron. What would you like to know?
Yeah, Aaron and I have been kind of chatting on Instagram, and he was down here. And unfortunately, that's the hard part about the Riviera Maya is like the hotels are all named really weird.
Yeah.
So it's like it could be blah, 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 Cancun, and it's like 40 minutes from Cancun, or blah, 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 Tulum, and it's like nowhere near. So a lot of the times the hotels that people are staying at are nowhere near us. I mean, maybe like 40, 45 minutes away, and we don't have a car, so it's kind of difficult. So we were trying to hang out, but yeah. Anyway, if you guys are coming down, hit me up, and if you are close by, I'll do my best to hang out if I don't got anything going on, and I can make it to have a beer.
We're kind of like right in the middle, and then there are hotels here, like a hotel strip, but all the other hotels, all the all-inclusives are in the jungle, so we can't just walk over, and they're like a fortress to get into. We've had a couple family members stay at ones and try to go in. They need your ID and all the information. It's not just like popping in.
They don't want
popping in to see my buddy.
They don't want you eating for free.
No, yeah. I mean, I might try to grab something.
Yeah. So basically, probably.
Yeah.
To answer your question, you'll get on this Fifth Avenue that we always talk about is the pedestrian street. It's by the ferry port where people come in on the bus or on cruise ships or wherever. Tons of tourists around. So if you walk down the street, you're going to be asked. They're going to say, there's lots of shop owners and trinket salesmen, and they're going to say, hey, buddy, you want some of my, want to come in, look at my stuff? And then when they get close enough to you, they're going to whisper to you, do you want some weed? Do you want some cocaine? Do you want some
like,
Molly?
No, gracias. They're like, how about weed? How about cocaine?
So they normally just ask that to tourists.
Yeah. They still get you.
And me.
Yeah. Because of your colorful attire, babe.
Yeah. So most of those people that are, obviously if they're offering it to you, they're selling it. Or if like what the bracelet salesman, probably as well. But the thing is these guys aren't weed salesmen. Yeah. Like where the shop owners or the restaurants or whatever, they all kind of have to pay a little cartel tax just to, for protection, even though they don't, it's not really protection from like robbers or anything. It's like from other cartels. It's like cartels saying like, hey, this is our turf. Yeah. You pay us a little bit of a fee. We're going to take care of you.
Yep.
So I think what they also do is, hey, we're going to take care of you, but you also need to, when you can, mention to whatever tourist coming by that might look like they're interested in something like that. Hey, do you need this? And then they, I think, hand you off to somebody else that can help you out.
That's what I was going to say. I think they have their designated, on the beach, there's like the churro guy and the bracelet lady and all these. But if you asked them, hey, I don't need a bracelet, I want some weed, they'd probably go, I know where to take you. I have a guy or something,
Yeah. And in my experience, these aren't danger. Like, if you need some weed, this doesn't happen just here. This is anywhere, Mexico or the Caribbean, Jamaica, wherever. If you need some weed, you're probably a decent place to get it because they're not doing anything for fucking $20 over you. Yeah. They want the $20. Yeah. So they're gonna get you some weed, but it's probably not gonna be the greatest weed. But when you're on vacation, better than nothing.
Yeah.
So you might get a little dirt weed, but
better than nothing.
Yeah, but better than nothing. That's true. So all right, good question, man. And next one.
All right. Next question. Is there any Mexican food that you're just not a big fan of? And that is Jenny K. From Jenny K. Sorry.
Ooh, I will let you take this one first.
Yeah. Well, I've got the stamp of pickiness, I guess, from my husband here. So being picky. Just kidding. No. I'm allergic to like shrimp and lobster. So I'd say like ceviche is not my biggest cup of tea. I'm not I like sushi, but I'm not a raw fish kind of person. Mm-hmm. I'd say that's pretty much like the pickiest thing I am here. Any kind of like the different seafood, because the seafood they have here, it's not like Florida. You can get king crab legs and snow crab and like all the little shrimp you get at like lobster pot and all that kind of stuff. It's different, very fresh here. Ceviche, shrimp. What else are they big on here? Octopus. They love pulpo here. So octopus too. Put that on my list. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Calamari is one thing, but just raw octopus. Ugh.
Yeah. I like the ceviche, but it's kind of like sushi for me where I've never craved sushi. I've never craved aguachiles or ceviche or anything like that. I just kind of eat it 'cause if I'm hungry, I'm like, I like seafood, whatever.
It's
you
like
know?
an appetizer.
Yeah. The one thing that I've really tried to like, and I'll eat it, but corn tortillas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I will pick a flour tortilla every day of the week over a corn one. They don't have as much flavor to me. They kind of fall apart. That's why they got to like double taco them.
Yeah. I feel like that's what you don't like. It's not convenient for you. It's gonna fall apart, and because some of them taste really good, but they just always fall apart.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the taste as much, or maybe it's the texture, and that's why I feel like I'm not a real Mexican because I don't like corn tortillas. But there's people that don't like things in the States that are from the States, so
yeah,
it's just not my cup of tea.
I have a lot of girlfriends from Florida, and they hate seafood. Like, how are you from a very tropical, fishy kind of eat it? That's what you go to Florida. You want fresh scallops and seafood and sea bass and these different like awesome intercoastal fish, but they don't like them.
Yeah, and onions. I like onions, but they have these like bulb. It's like a onion, it's like a bulb of
like
it.
roasted onions.
Or it's like a green, it's like a green onion with the bulb still on it. It's roasted.
Yeah.
I'll eat that. I'll eat that when I'm
grilled.
just starving. I'm waiting for my tacos.
Yeah.
But some people just munch on those things.
People love those. I don't want a giant like onion bulb in my mouth.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I've probably said this before, but the only other thing I'm not a big fan of is the salsa selections. Usually when you get food, it's like, one salsa is not spicy whatsoever, and the other one's like burning your asshole.
Yeah.
So,
and there might be a verde kind of middle sauce in between.
And that's the other thing. The green, there'll be a green sauce, and sometimes it'll be like verde avocado type of sauce, and sometimes it's like fire.
Yeah.
Usually green means like more mild. Typically, but there's some green sauces that are really fucking hot.
Oh, it's a verde habanero sauce, and we're like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, so that's about it for that one. But yeah, next one, Lex.
Good questions, by the way. Next question is from Jake B. Where do y'all shop for clothes? Do you have normal clothing stores, or are they the Mexican equivalent there? That's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I don't really buy a lot of clothes.
Yeah. We have a couple of favorites here because we kind of had to change our style. We knew from vacationing here, we knew what to bring for like everyday life. But even then, I think we brought too many clothes it's too hot. It's too hot to wear. T-shirts, jeans, anything like that.
Yeah.
But there's a few stores here that we love that Ciudad de Perro.
Oh yeah, Ciudad con el Perro.
That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Mexican Gap or like Old Navy.
Yeah.
It's where it's cheap, but it's not like bad quality. It's just kind of
like Old Navy and Forever 21 had a baby or something.
Nah, Forever 21's trash.
True. I just feel like it has a lot of like funny animated shirts. Half of them will have like Nickelodeon, Disney and stuff. It's a little more like kind of edgy, funny stuff.
I just mean it's like affordable jeans, t-shirts, and tank tops and stuff like that.
Their stuff is so cheap, and that's where you get the majority of your funny tank tops and stuff from.
Like shirts are like $3-4. You get jeans for $11, $9.
Bras, sports bras, all sorts of stuff.
I get underwear from there. It's like $3 for 3 pairs. So that's one of our favorites. We do have a Walmart. We have an American Eagle. I'll get underwear from there sometimes, but it's the same prices in the U.S., so it's not like it's a deal or anything.
We have like a mall with like the American stores, and then we have them throughout. But there's a lot of just local Mexican shops you can shop at, or different Mexican brands that there are a lot of international brands here too. We have I see a lot of like that Miniso, like the Japanese kind of junkie stores, stuff like that. Around.
Yeah.
I miss our dollar store, so that's our Dollar Tree.
Honestly, even like some of the gift shops and grocery stores, there's always that little section in the grocery store. There's like five racks of a couple little t-shirts and shit like that. Our grocery stores have like great tank tops and t-shirts and pants and everything, or swim trunks and everything like that.
Yeah.
So,
when we first moved over here, they have a grocery store called Mega, and it's got everything, household stuff, clothing, groceries, all that. And they have great clothes.
Yeah. And we have 2 malls, but they're all local Mexican kind of stores. I can't remember. Do you remember the name where you got all those sundresses?
I don't know. We went to, I don't even know if it had a name, but one of the first trips we took to the mall, I wanted some dresses because it's so hot here. And you were like, let's go buy you some dresses, babe. It was like, oh, I'm so excited. Looked everywhere, didn't like anything. And then it was one of the last stores we found. It was 3 stories of every kind of dress you could imagine, from ball gowns to sundresses. I had a field day. I think I got 5 or 6 dresses for $10, $15.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I still have them. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's a good deal. So yeah, you can find the American brands here if you need to. Not a ton, but they got them. And there is an Old Navy here actually.
Yeah, there's one
by the pier.
Big one at the pier. Yeah, and they have some good. They usually have good deals. I got my shorts this year at where'd I go? American Eagle too.
Yeah, I think so. But if we want to get cheap, then we usually go to the mall and just get a couple, t-shirts or pants or shorts or whatnot.
Yeah, and we're as a last result, Amazon Mexico.
Yep, that's right. That is right. All right. Good question, Jake. All right. Lex, are you ready for the Mexican slang of the day?
I am. I'm so excited.
The Mexican slang of the day is brought to you by Inspect All Pest Services. Inspect All Pest Services provides high-quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. But that's not all they do. Inspect All can take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding area. And don't forget to mention the BS, and you'll get 10% off. You can reach Inspect All at 770-483-2420. That's 770-483-2420. All right, Lex, you ready for the word?
I'm ready.
Today's Mexican slang of the day is malacopa.
Malacopa. That's a nice word.
Yeah, so that means a lightweight person who gets drunk extremely easy or extremely fast. Oh. And we all know who that is.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. I guess it's like calling someone a lightweight, malacopa. I don't know what that actually translates to.
Malacopa. I like it.
Let me look it up real quick.
It's very close to mariposa, like the butterfly.
Well, it says on Google Translate it means bad drink. So I don't know if it's some kind of
maybe bad drinker
slang of that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not going to translate directly because this is a Mexican slang. So. Right. Yeah, so maybe it is a bad drinker, just not good at drinking.
And that would be a lightweight.
Yeah. So you can say estos son muy malacopa, which means these guys are extremely lightweight.
Love it. Malacopa. Very nice.
So that's a good one we could probably bust out because we know some people like that.
We do. We see them from time to time.
All right. Well, that's all we got for today. Make sure to like and follow all of our social media at Podcast the BS and go to podcastthebs.com. Subscribe because we have to buy a lot of dog treats for Tiger because he's hungry.
He's a starving puppy.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. We got some good stuff planned for you guys here in the next few weeks. So just stay tuned and make sure you tell all your friends to subscribe. We will talk to you next week. Lex, you got anything?
Just make sure you have a nip slip buddy with you at all times. You're mine, babe.
I got you. And I do tell you.
You do.
I tell you in the ocean usually. I was like, Nippy.
I'll let you know. This top's a little, I need you on watch.
Yeah. All right. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
Get off my lawn. It's old man Kevin, and the BS is done for right now.
Please share, like, and support podcastthebs.com.
Now, get out of here.